Now I'm going to call this meeting of the Little Calumet River Basin Development Commission to order for Wednesday, September 17th, 2025. Please set your phones on stun and let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mrs. Lambert, nice to see you. Will you call roll, please?
Kapuscinski.
Here.
Sam Gazeki.
Here.
Anthony Brodnex, absent. Dave Castellanos.
Here.
Ron Ware.
Here.
Robert Ochi.
Here.
Levon Whitaker.
Present.
William Baker.
Present. We have a quorum. Next up is statements to the board from the floor. If you'd like to help us make sure things like September 2008 don't happen again, please come up to the podium, state your name and address for the record, and let's go. Going once, going twice. You're up.
Gary Lee from Gary, Indiana. Last month, Dan, you mentioned that had the rainstorm that hit Chicago and centered over us. We were in trouble. I wonder if you could elaborate on that. And if there's any modeling data that rainstorm data would be entered into, and if so, if there's a report on it.
Thank you. Anybody else? Oh, going once, going twice. You made it.
Amy Rush. Lori Zolno, Hammond, Indiana. I just want to say thank you to Jodi. I reached out to her right around that weather event because I could not get information on the gauges closest to my house. And she emailed me back and they got put back online. So thank you. You're welcome. Because I depend on those.
Anyone else? Going once, going twice. Close that and move it along. Approval of the minutes from August 2025. That's fun. Any changes, modifications, motions? What shit say you?
Mr. Chairman, I'm gonna make a motion that we go ahead and approve the minutes of August 20th, 2025 as written.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Either none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? They're out there forever. Check them on the website. We have them since the beginning of the internet. Next up is the chairman's report. It's September. It's now the 17th anniversary of September 2008. And every month I talk about that particular picture frame that has the documentation of what happens when you do not take care of a $275 million man-made flood control project. It's important that we realize that we're dealing with Mother Nature. And when she gives us 10 gallons of water or a 5-gallon bucket, we're going to have some challenges. But we're far better prepared today than we were prior to September of 2008 to make sure something like that doesn't happen to our community again. This is also an economic development project from the standpoint of maintaining this system and making sure that all of the homeowners that were previously required to have mandatory flood insurance as a part of their mortgage no longer have to do that. It's been estimated close to $4 million a year that is no longer required. Now, always, if you're close to the river, you should have flood insurance. It's just now you're not required to do it as a part of a federally insured mortgage product. So from that standpoint, keep in mind that that $4 million is going back into the community to do things, and that's every year. It's also important, I think, in September every year, just to think about what happened if you were here and saw what this kind of system, if it doesn't stay within the confines of how it was designed, does to a community, specifically this community. I mean, everything from the Borman being closed for 4 straight days to people losing all their pictures and artwork of the family in the basement. Everything that happens as a part of a disaster like that that can be mitigated. We should do everything we can to make sure that component of what we're trying to accomplish stays intact and doesn't get lost as all these other things come before us. That's enough as it relates for the chairman's this time. Next up is the finance report. We're gonna need a motion for the approval to have that discussion. What say, gentlemen?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve the claims for September of 2025 in the amount of $1,042,101.93.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
And a second. Mr. Repay, paying the bills.
Good evening. We'll go with the big one, 523,183.24. That's for Maryville Stormwater. That was the application that you guys approved for the Hickory Ridge flood control improvement. That was the detention pond that was dug. What is that off of First or 73rd? So that will be the final payment unless, of course, they have like $6,000 left on the amount that we can pay them per your motion. So they're complete with the project unless something comes in as a change order. We don't foresee any more payments being made on that application. So the application will be closed out on Project Tracker. 76,492, that's our liability insurance for the levee. All of the people that walk it and anybody that works on it. 14,420 for the pump stations. That's a separate policy. That's for pump stations to make sure that they work so long as no act of God. We're covered for anything such as lightning strikes and the such vandalism. I think I need new cheaters, clearly. They're getting worse. Kennedy Avenue Bridge design work, $56,044.30. That's to DLZ. HWC for the Optimist Lake Pier, and as I mentioned, and I will mention in my other report, that's the pier bill. The chairman has made some adjustments, which I agree with, as far as making it more connective to the existing trail system. Stantec Consulting Services for $40,000. That's the invasive species control that we have for Black Oak and Chase Street. That's the area between Chase and Georgia. And then when they have a couple other invoices, 4,000, 3,000, both for the Deep River Native Prairie. That's located off of Wyoming Street by the Rock Riffle.
So Dan, I have a
Yes.
question with regards to that Stantec. Is that as a part of the consortium?
No,
That's outside of the consortium. So the consortium isn't doing the invasive species ongoing maintenance.
although they have said that they would be willing to look at taking over the one at Chase Street in the future. They think they could do it a little cheaper.
Does this particular company have the capacity to take on more area?
Stantec?
Yes.
I mean, they're the old JF New. So JF New was pretty big. Stantec purchased them.
So yes.
I
Thank
would
you.
think so. I don't know their business model, but I mean, they're a pretty large organization.
Thank you. Anything else as far as
Yeah,
those? Pump station?
I mean, if you have a particular one, I could address it, but I don't have anything right off the top of my head that I've lost my train of
Any
thought.
questions for Mr. Repay on the bills?
I do.
Mr. Godfrey?
I noticed that we have on there a claim from Martin Mechanical.
Yes, sir.
One page.
Yep,
There's no backup associated with that invoice. I would like to see, next time, especially since it involves our pumps, that there's backup to support their invoice.
got it. Oh, that was for the pump station at Bird Street.
Regarding Martin Mechanical, I did see something in there regarding Flow Technic
Right.
having a part of this bill makeup.
Yep, they're stuff now.
Majority, maybe.
Yeah,
Now, this was in regards to the pump that came out that had to go back in.
pump one, yeah. So Martin pulls it, does initial work. Flow Technics is subbed out to them to do the actual rewiring and the stuff that needed to be happened. Well, you saw out there, the wiring, and I think if I'm not mistaken, you spoke with both Flow Technics and Martin Mechanical at a period of time while that was out.
Yeah. Did anything come of did anything further come of, from either one of the contractors, I guess in particular, Martin Mechanical, in terms of installation, anything workmanship wise associated with that they
I mean,
say that they would do anything different?
yeah, you and I both talked about flow techniques and about the installation and including Glenn that was there. No one could identify any particular, some people had theories as to what happened. You know, I know you suggested doing more Megger testing. And another thing is, we never really lost that pump, and if Megger testing did occur and we saw an anomaly, lack of a better word, we'd still have to pull it, because in that situation, we can't fix it without pulling it out of the well. So there was never a cause of why the wires were frayed. The people had theories. It was put in, it was bent, it came in crooked. Since I've been here, we've always had trouble with the Burr Street pump station and this issue. And we've swept the well, we've take the Vector truck out there, we've cleaned everything. It's 2 open ditches, well, 3, I think, open ditches feed into it. So you still have a trash rack on the outside, there's an internal trash rack inside. I don't know if it just gets churned up and sometimes it cuts it, but trust me, I'd rather have not to go out there, because those are the larger pumps that we have to deal with.
Yeah, I'm just not, I guess, content with the fact that we haven't found out in detail, and I don't know how much liability or responsibility that they seem invested in.
So this invoice is for work, then they said it's done and fixed?
Done, fixed, and
you're not, you don't
It's
think.
closed out, but
I think his question is, why did it happen?
it's never conclusive as to why it happened, and I'm certainly not impressed with the type of repairs that the repair contractor did, Flow Technics. I'm certainly not impressed with that. But that's other conversation.
It's
that we
hard to
have
even know what
another
they
time.
did without a copy of the invoices that are associated with the bill, right? I mean, we can't even,
We'll get you the backup. If I didn't forward it to Jodi, that's on me.
All right, any other questions on the invoices?
The last part I'll say about that, though, is that in terms of maintenance repair standards, that's just something that we need to do a better job with in the future. Because this again happened during the time of the rain event, and we're just very fortunate that we didn't that we didn't have the rain coming to the south while this was down. I don't know how much, impact that would have had on that, but we just need to do a better job with our maintenance standards.
The fortunate part in that area, we have that detention area that we can store the water, which has been used
Pass, yeah.
I think it was 2016 where we used it, where if we can't keep up with it, it stores there, it goes into the Lake Etta until we can catch up. Because before we had a backup generator out there, we lost power at that station. So we stored it and there's still a picture someplace of a guy having to go in there and restart everything chest deep in water. Because if you've been in the station, all the utilities and everything is up on second level. So
yeah,
it's designed for it to be, unfortunately, if it fails, that's what they have to do.
Okay, folks, you got a motion and a second. Any other discussion as it relates to paying the bills?
I have a question, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Dan, the DLZ bill for the 56,000 is roughly about, now we have paid out to date roughly about 30%. How far along is the progress on the engineering of that?
Actually, their thought process is that they want to go ahead and bid out the work next in October. So late October. So I don't think they're going to use as much as they anticipated. It was a not to exceed. So the changes with the Department of Transportation and dealing with the Corps haven't been as difficult as what they anticipated it to be.
Thank you.
Anyone else? You have a motion and a second. Mrs. Lambert.
Tom Lisinski,
Yes.
Tom Rozdecky,
yes.
Dave Castellanos.
Yes.
Ron Ware,
Yes.
Robert Ochi,
Yes.
Levon Whitaker,
Yes.
William Baker.
Yes. All right, paying the bills. Next up is Executive Director's Report. What's happening in the field, Mr. Repay?
Yeah, I mean, you already touched on it. September is the month that we all think about. That's why we put the frame where it is, so that when we're leaving, that's the one thing that we think about. And we're starting to, as you see, kind of decorate the office, but also to show as a reminder of things that can happen. Since we're on pump stations, we are starting now to install the new PLCs that Superior put together for us. We had to coordinate with NIPSCO and their staff, along with checking the weather to make sure that we didn't want to be down for an extended period of time. Grant West is now up, Marshalltown will be next. And so then the new PLCs will all be safely installed and working with our SCADA system to notify us if there's any failures. Along with pump stations, as you know, the Corps wasn't able to do pump station inspections for Hammond, Highland, and Munster. So we contracted out with Butler, Fairman, and Seaford to do such. They did that about 2 weeks ago. I got to join them on a couple. We're expecting a report here shortly, probably first week in October, in which time we'll identify any deficiencies or anything. But as far as I saw, when I was in all of Highlands and most of Hammonds, they seem to be in good working order. And that actually inspection took place after the large rain event that we had in mid-month. So they were still working through the process.
Dan, I have a question on
Yeah.
that. With regards to
Rob,
that, what's the process now of the first time we've done a third-party entity to do the inspections of the pumps to filter back through the government and go through the Corps and FEMA and all the other alphabet soup people?
Yeah, so good question. The Corps did send one person out to the pump station inspections just to watch the people that we hired to inspect. So they want, yeah. I don't make it up.
Only one?
That's all they could afford. So, so they watched the entire process, and we're gonna give them the report as far as, you know, whether we're in compliance. It's not gonna be acceptable, minimally acceptable, unacceptable.
Is it gonna work as it relates to the paperwork we go through every year as it
Yeah.
pertains to this particular subject matter, and not have it to be something like the 408s where it seems to take a lot longer?
We're gonna give it to them. They didn't, it's not their work product, it's our work product. We've told them what we're gonna do. We gave them the outline, and we're gonna work as closely as we can with their process but we're gonna make it more efficient.
Thank you.
Although good news, levy inspections, the Corps did find enough money from a different district to do some levy inspections now. It's the end of their fiscal year. I know you're laughing. I'm enjoying it. September 30th is the end of their fiscal year, so they found some money and they were doing some sporadic levy inspections, actually this week, Monday and Tuesday, in the Hammond area. We were in Forest Avenue, Lori, and we went all the way to Klein Avenue. So they're gonna issue some sort of report on the levy, but not Hammond or not Highland and Munster. Maya didn't, going on to Maya, they did not make their payment, and we're just proceeding with the process that was laid out in the agreement between us. So they've been put on notice that we would terminate that lease. They have a process, and it's outlined in that contract. We can move on to the natural spring, where we have met with the city of Gary. In light of the presentation that was given on last meeting, we reached out to IDEM to make sure we were in order. That is our regulatory agency that we report to. They have confirmed we are. The test results are available. Actually, we put a little tab on our website now that you can readily go see that. We met with the city of Gary as well. They understand our situation. They understand that we are going and getting further testing because of the testing from the USGS was 3 years old. Mr. Novotny is here from Wessler, who we have contracted with, and he was gonna do the testing. It wouldn't probably make sense for me to go out there and do testing. So he's gonna do the testing. He's familiar with it. He gets this kind of stuff, and him and his environmental department will get us the results back, and we can make a more educated decision going forward. Schoon ditch maintenance, Lake County Drainage Board is gonna do Schoon ditch. That's the ditch runs from right behind us, actually, Calumet Avenue to Hart's Ditch. They had to coordinate with school, city, hospital, town of Munster, just because of the entrance into the emergency room. And they'll begin that work sometime, hopefully this winter. Our ditch stabilization will also be a winter work. That's from Fran Lynn going north to the confluence. So we'll be doing work, a lot of work during the winter time. Hobart Dam project, we have, after Nicole and their attorney had some disagreement, we have finally entered into agreement with SEH to do the preliminary design work. Trying to be painted nicely. But they're gonna work on it. I think they have 6 months then to come up with some options as to what the dam may look like. Not only to increase the flow out of the downtown, but to better manage the water upstream. Hobart Dam, the Lake County Collaborative has submitted some initial dollar requests to us for their ongoing environmental work. They've updated it a couple times, so it's anywhere in the range of probably $600,000 to $800,000 on a yearly basis to take care of some of the work that they do for us, which is part of it, the Rookery. You have MLK South, and then you have a couple other areas in between that they're working on. Looks nice. We've given them a letter of support for some other projects that they want to do. And depending on whether they're successful or not, they're gonna see if they need additional revenue as a match or if they have other sources. So that's just to keep you up to brush.
I have a question on the collaborative. So are our agreements with them for each individual project, or is it a blanket?
That's each individual project.
So
but
how many
they're-
projects are there currently outstanding with them? Is this 800 for all of them or just one of them?
All of them
And
collectively.
none of those projects with them is including invasive species.
Well, it's invasive species within those defined areas that we've got them working. So the Rookery is one place. So the Rookery is located just to the west of
So the
Pine
money
Avenue.
to Stantec isn't going to the Rookery for this example.
Yeah, Stantec does not go on the Rookery.
So Stantec is outside of the parcels or sites that are a part of the collaborative,
Correct.
even though we have all that stuff everywhere, right?
Phragmites are everywhere, correct.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and we're gonna need, there's gonna be a separate one, not the collaborative, but some other individual when we deal with the Phragmites and all the other stuff that we gotta deal with in the drainage ditches along 94. Which is a process and a permitting thing that
So,
we
so
gotta
how
do.
many collaborative agreement or projects do we have? 4?
One, well, we've got Rookery, we've got MLK South, MLK North is that they just sprayed, and then they're designing. You could call it the Hatcher Park Pavilion. That's the marine meandering from basically Central Avenue to Martin.
So wait, we're paying for them to design a meandering?
We're a small dollar amount to match another grant that they got from another organization. I don't remember what the organization was, but we just basically gave them a letter of support for their design
So 4.
that I can remember right now, yes.
This is a substantial increase of ask. I mean,
Yeah,
not even, I mean, they're tripling what they previously requested.
the large, I mean, it hasn't been official because I've asked them to give me better information and backup on it. One of the biggest asks is to add more personnel, full-time, from the county park side to manage the wetlands on a long-term basis. The first part was they were getting contractors in there to do it. Now that's all been established. Now they've got to maintain it and spray for the invasives and do whatever they gotta do, whether it's control burn or other thing. It's
Do
still.
you know what their total budget is from the state or let the county or whoever funds their operation?
It's all based off of grants that they receive on most of these, on the ongoing stuff, it's 100% us.
So they're not seeking grants for some of the projects that are owned by the Little Cal because
They've already,
why? We were gonna pay for it anyway?
well, they're coming to the October meeting and that's the
Better
discussion.
load them up, man.
hey, how can I load them up for you guys? Like, I can't give it so much justice here. I appreciate it. It's great. I practice like weekly for this one.
I mean, I need a loan. Who else is it?
Jody and I, we practice all the time for this meeting today.
Hey, Dan,
Yes, sir.
when we talked about it briefly before the meeting with regards to the rookery, let's,
Yeah.
there was something going on out there and.
Yeah, so good question, and that just happened. So the rookery, the way it works is it flows in from the far west side and it's supposed to come out on the far east side next to adjacent to that road, which is what 179th Street technically in Hammond it is. The duckbill had broken some time ago, maybe, I don't want to say a year ago at this time.
This was the one that we had installed to control the
It
level.
broke
of the-
already?
No, there was an original core design feature. And so they put in their own sort of blockage dam internally.
Okay,
What that exposed them to was when the river would get up high, we did not have a back check on that, which doesn't really bother us because it was internal to the flood control. It wasn't gonna flood a neighborhood, it was gonna flood the rookery. What happens is, and I learned this, is that carp could potentially get into there, eat their plants, and then destroy everything that they've done. Thankfully, that didn't occur. We now have a flap gate on it. And yeah, that's why when you asked me about Hassie, I go, man, I don't remember Hassie being over there, but then when you told me the location, that is what they were doing. They were putting a flap gate on for us.
Okay.
We're in the tail end of doing our watershed study. They have interviewed, I think, every community, including INDOT, including Porter County, Lake County Highway. The only one we're missing, and I'll shame them, is New Chicago. But we met some people in New Chicago at our last meeting. And New Chicago will be the last one done. So what their goal is to have it complete in early October for a draft. You guys can look at it. So if you have any particular projects that are something that you'd like to see with Little Cal participate in, that would be a good time to let them know. We've told every community that if it's not on this list or watershed study, the likelihood of it being considered for funding in the future is slim. Unless something dramatic happens so they really need to think of it. The good thing is you'll also have a cost estimate to any of these projects. In this very room, we hosted the NISWAG meeting with the Northern Indiana Stormwater Advocacy Group. I think that's the advisory group. That consists of folks from Lake Porter, LaPorte County, talking about stormwater events. We had about 25, 30 people here. We got to present, we got to tell them a little bit about us and about this room and about what we do. And then who was there? IDEM was here, as well as what was Mary? Mary was here presenting. And I'm not sure I can't remember her topic, but she was here presenting as well. Tonight we have the Rock Ripple Trail Extension.
Wait, let's go back to this meeting. Is this a collaborative type or is this another entity about stormwater? And where have they been?
Yeah, it's a group that was formed.
Don't tell me before that.
No, of common interest. Reggie who used to be at NERC, I think she's independent at this point. Just put together people, like-minded individuals to talk about common.
Are these public works people or just concerned citizens or?
They're all sorts of different people. They're contractors, they're engineers, they're public works people. They're,
Really?
Yeah. It's hard to really.
Stormwater Advisory Group.
They started it themselves. And so they travel around to different communities and they have everything that's different. We said we would host them one time. We did it. I've spoken before them I think about a year ago in Dyer, when they were doing the 2-stage ditch out in Dyer and how we participated in the funding for that.
Thank you.
Rock Ripple Trail Extension, that is the trail. was stopped, we sort of stopped it when we were doing the Rock Ripple. We always wanted to extend it to Liverpool. We are gonna extend it to Liverpool. As well as connect it to the Lake Station existing trail, which is 2 blocks, Utah and is it Oklahoma? Are the 2 blocks that we're doing. US 41 pump station. That will be up for consideration in this winter. We don't need any 408 permits for that. We've coordinated with the town of Highland, which will ultimately be the responsible party for managing it. And this is the one where we're gonna drain the area by the old bus stop the way it should. We're gonna probably, in the long term, get rid of 2 closures that Highland has currently off of Indianapolis Boulevard, because the way that it's graded, there's not enough water to push open the duckbill, and it's been basically silted over since I've started here. So that's a project that will be taking place this winter, where there'll be a lot of work being done in the Wicker Park bus terminal area that will help correct hopefully a lot of problems. Sitting on the 408s, the sluice gates, we did get the 408 permit for that, so congratulations to us. Bank stabilization work, which was pointed out by the Corps in the 2022 inspection, we're expecting that one here at any moment. As well, the sandbar, which we are all been waiting for. By the way, we had the Marsh Master come from Maryville Stormwater to cut down all the phragmites there so that the folks at the Corps can take a look, as well as we can take a better idea and survey of the height and elevation change that has occurred over the course of the last 6 months. They're anticipating still we'd have it by December, which is a good thing. And then ultimately, they're going to put it as part of our operation and maintenance manual, which will eliminate the need to do 408s in the future for sandbar remediation, which is a good thing. The boring that we have going in to the levee for our purposes, number one, for 2 purposes, for the Lomar, for the city of Gary. Had to go down to Louisville for an extra review. They have approved it. We should be getting, there's 10 questions that need to be answered. One of them has to be a change of a title page. But we anticipate the boring to be getting this winter as well. So it's gonna be a busy winter. We touched on Kennedy Avenue Bridge. The Optimist Boardwalk was talked about it as well. And then finally, I suppose, is the documentary for the flood. We're still looking for people to talk to and discuss the events of that. We've reached out to the Corps for their comment. We're still waiting a return response from them. We'll see if we get it. And then the question was before, is there going to be a modeling of the rain event from last month? It is. It will be a part of the Christopher Burke. We're going to add that one in as well as adding in the one Mr. Gozdecki has asked for, and that is the 2008 rain event when if the levees were to be built to what they are currently. So you can do a lot of things with the model. You just would have to add the time, the duration, and the amount of waterfall into it. So all those will hopefully be there, and we'll have a presentation once it is complete. But the rain event that occurred last month would be interesting to see.
Yes, it would.
And that is.
All right, so questions for Mr. Repay about what's going on in the field? I'll lead off.
Oh, good. 'Cause you didn't know
Shocking
about
for you.
it. I know.
This Liverpool Rock River Trail extension.
Yep.
Because that's on the agenda today.
Mhm.
If that goes in, is that entire walkway then from the Rock Ripple then to Liverpool a responsibility of this commission to maintain?
I believe the way it is designed is the trail, and we already have an agreement with Lake Station and the county. The trail is the responsibility of the city. We're responsible for the bridge and the internal dam aspect of the water flow. And then the county is responsible for the county side, because if you remember, we purchased that property from the Gary School City and we then deeded it over to the county to increase their park, which is Bellaboo or whatever, Three Rivers Park, however you want to call it.
So the county has that parking lot that we cleaned up. We talked about that a couple of months ago. Are they gonna open it at some time?
We had that discussion with them and they said that they would, they have to change something with their gate off of Liverpool to allow access. Because, I mean, to be frank, and I'm sure maybe they'll listen to this at a later time, I said, look, you're keep on coming for money from us, but no one can access that property and you need to start accessing it. They have a grand plan on how to do it, but that grand plan is a lot of money and we still want people to have access. That was the whole point of it, to be able to go through the woods and enjoy themselves.
So they're having trouble with the gate operation to let people come in?
Because of-
the thing can't go up and down?
Well, it's a sliding gate and
Okay.
they want to make sure that it's videoed so that there are no people that are possibly causing damage to that area. We have cameras on our side. They don't have cameras on theirs.
Thank you. Anybody else on Mr. Repay's projects going on?
That boat ramp there, Dan?
And Lake Station, yes, on the opposite
They have
side.
access to that?
We don't currently unless Lake County Parks opens it up.
All right. Thank you, sir. A lot of stuff going on. Next up, other issues, new business.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to authorize the executive director to advertise for bids on the Deep River Rock Ripple Trail Extension Project.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
And a second. So is there anything to add, Mr. Repay, other than what we just went over?
No, sir.
So this is is this for engineering or for the actual work?
For the Rock Ripple, it's the actual
The
work.
trail
Yes,
extension.
the actual work.
Okay, thank you. Questions? Under discussion? Be there none. Mrs. Lambert?
Tom Rusinski,
Yes.
Tom Gazdecky,
Yes.
Dave Castellanos.
Yes.
Ron Ware,
Yes.
Robert Ochi,
Yes.
Levon Whitaker,
Yes.
William Baker.
Yes. All right, that one's out there. Next up.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion for the joint funding agreement with the United States Geological Survey for the operation and maintenance of multiple stream gauges throughout the watershed during the period of October 1st, 2025 to September 30th, 2026. The combined agreement amount is $138,535 along with the Little Calumet River Basin Commission contribution of $123,170 and the United States Geological Survey contributing $15,365 pending legal review.
There's a motion. Is there a second? Second. And a second. Mr. Repay.
These are the ones that get billed quarterly to you for, I think, $30-some thousand. They calibrate them on I think it's every 2 months they calibrate them and then on high water events, they'll go and double check what the readings are to that. So we have 16 of them that we partner with. Those are the ones that are all on our site. I think only one is not on our site, or one that is on our site that we don't partner, but it's an important one. That's Thorn Creek out in Creek. So, but they're all valuable to us as far as trying to determine how the water's flowing.
Yes, sir.
Can we please have them standardize the water elevation instead of looking at 16 different gauges and seeing 16 different points of data?
Yeah.
Because I have no idea what 6 foot is in, the confluence versus, 484 at Thorn Creek.
And we're trying to get them to put it into what MVG 88 so that we can color code them. It gets a little bit difficult with one of them's National Weather Service, but we're working on giving them a warning light, color code them so that people can know what it is.
Some are and some aren't.
And some of them they can do and some of them they can't, and it's with.
Well, if we're paying $140,000, I would think that they should be able to do a little better job of getting consistent data.
If you look on the bottom, there's a datum that you can add to the thing. I understand.
Brain's not that big.
I'm just saying. Well, I'm gonna go sit down now.
Is there any other comments? Are you comfortable with that response, Mr. Gessling?
We've been asking for this for a long time. It just seems like nothing ever changes and we keep forking over funds and we don't really have a choice.
You don't have
No,
a choice.
great. Welcome to Glory Land. It's great.
All right, so I'm sorry, folks, we have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? Either none, Mrs. Lambert.
Tom Rashinsky,
Yes.
Tom Bezdeki,
Abstain.
Dave Catalano,
Yes.
Ron Ware,
Yes.
Robert Ochi,
Yes.
Levon Whitaker.
Yes.
William Baker.
Yes. Moving right along, next meeting is Wednesday, October 15th, 2025. Folks, keep in mind everything that happened 17 years ago and what we're doing, why we're doing this, and make sure we continue to do it well. And I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
And second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much, everybody. Enjoy summer.